Welcome to Stage, Screen, and In Between with Helen. I'm HELEN Proimos, and I'm at a fabulous event today at 530 Main. It's all about music, and I'm here with Jack Swersie, who is on the committee that started this event that's going to take place today. He's a fantastic artist, and he's going to tell us something about his work. Jack, thanks so much for having me here today.
Thank you for having me. This is an absolute pleasure. It's so great.
The site is wonderful. There is so much beautiful work, all different genres. You have beading, you have paper mache, you have photography, you have oil, you have pastels, you have guitars, and it's all about music. So tell us something about your work.
Well, instead of, not specifically about my work, but I do want to say that here in the Stroudsburg area, we have some of the most talented artists, and we have such a wonderful art community. Everybody supports each other. Everybody is very enthusiastic about our gallery. This gallery just started a couple of months ago. This building used to be the Pocono Arts Council, which sadly went out of business. The gentleman who owns the building wanted to keep it as an art gallery, so a few of us volunteers stepped up to make that happen. Now, we had one big show 2 months ago, very successful. We had 100 different artists and 100 pieces of work. And now on this show, all about music, we decided to have a theme, and once again, close to 100 pieces of art, and it's just some beautiful, beautiful work.
So tell everybody, Jack, how did you start in the art world?
Well, you know, I should backtrack a little and say that I was an entertainer for 35 years, but I retired 10 years ago. I did a comedy and juggling show, but I retired 10 years ago, and I needed something to do, so I got a camera, and I started doing some crazy stuff with the camera. And I got very involved with our art community. My wife, Jill, who you may be speaking with, has been an oil painter for 35 years around here. And I just got very involved because the community is so strong.
So tell us something about, you have an interesting work that it almost, when you look at it, it's almost as if you go into infinity. What is the name of that?
Well, okay, a lot of my work, I have a series. I do a lot of different series. The particular series you're talking about is called the Drost Effect. That's where a picture has the same picture inside of it, which has the same picture inside of that, etc., etc. And in theory, it could go on forever. That's what the Drost effect is. And I got very fixated with that. I really enjoy that whole concept.
Yeah, and then you have another work by the front door. Do you want to explain what that is?
Yeah, you know, I think some of my work, and this was once again another series, involves what I would call photo collage, where I take a picture of a lot of different things and I put them together to tell a story. And in the particular one you're looking at, and it's called Out of This World Bass Player, and there's an alien figure, which I took a picture of a patch, an iron-on patch, and all the other things you see in the picture, and I put them together to tell the story.
So how did you just decide to do a showing all about music? Why all about music?
Well, we wanted to get into a theme. The first show we did had no theme, and everybody brought in whatever they wanted to bring in. We thought it would be a good idea to try something with a theme, and in many ways, this is a tribute to the Sherman Theater, which owns this building and has allowed our art community to continue to flourish by giving us this space for the gallery.
So how many pieces are here today?
96 pieces. Now, we thought we'd have less artists because there was a theme, and many artists may not have something along that line or may not want to create something having to do with music in this case. But as it turns out, for everybody who decided they weren't going to be in the show, we got new artists. We're constantly finding new artists, and that's something that's very exciting in this area, that there are so many local artists just coming out of the woodwork, and they're all terrific.
Yeah, that's terrific. Do you have a website where people can find out more?
Well, I don't have a website for the gallery, but I do have a Facebook page, and it's simply the Gallery at 530 Main.
Terrific.
And there's my website, Jack Swersie.
Look who I have with me now, Ben Marino, who is a fantastic photographer. Ben, so nice to meet you here.
Well, nice meeting you also.
Yeah. So tell us something about how you got into photography, because actually your background is as an actor, right?
That's true. Well, I've had a camera since I was the age of maybe 8 or 9. My father gave me a camera. I didn't know what I was doing. I took pictures. And from then on, you know, the cameras got better, I got better, and here I am.
You see, and you love that. So how are you affiliated with 530 Main?
Well, I'm a friend of Jack's and Jill, and I'm a photographer. I display my work at their shows and other venues.
Do you have any favorite pieces that you've done?
I like them all.
You do like
No favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you go out, do you have
love
a...
black and white.
You love black and white.
Black and white photography.
Did you ever develop your own footage?
No, never.
No. Okay. So when you go out and you photograph things, do you go as if it's a mission, you have a plan, you have to go and photograph something, or do you let things come to you as you walk around?
It comes to me as I walk around. I'm a man with a camera. I do weddings, portraits, family reunions, street photography. Mm-hmm. I'm a man with a camera.
You're a man with the camera. What kind of camera do you like the best?
I shoot with Fuji cameras.
Fuji camera.
I have 3 of them.
Now, you do a lot of photography in the town also, right?
Street photography and different venues. Mm-hmm. I'd like to photograph you someday.
You just did a minute ago, didn't you? Just take my picture with Jack. So you also photographed the snowmen of Stroudsburg, didn't you?
Some of them, yes, I did.
Uh-huh. What do you think of them?
They're fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
And what do you think about all about music? Do you love music?
Yes, I do. I'm from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. This is a great show. Yeah. I hope you people come out, take a look. It's all about music. Everyone loves music.
You want to tell us something about the role you had in the French Connection?
Well, I had a supporting role, and I played Tony Lobianco's brother.
Uh-huh. And what was the name of your character?
Lou Boca.
Lou Boca. Okay, we're going to have to look for Ben in the French Connection now that we've met him. Heather Lee is another artist here, and she has work that is varied. She has an adorable piece that relates to music in the next room. What is that?
It's a little ukulele I painted with a mermaid, very nautical theme, very whimsy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why ukulele?
Well, I had an extra one floating around at the house. My husband's a musician, so we have all kinds of pieces laying around, and it was older, a little broken, and instead of throwing it out, I decided to use it.
So you repurposed it. So what instrument does he play?
He plays everything from guitar, drums, piano, sings.
Yeah, so what does he think of this exhibit?
He loves it. He saw the piece I put in. He saw a couple of the pieces that Roy put in, the other guitars. He's going to stop in another day and see some of the other pieces.
Tell everybody, how long have you been painting and being down the artist trail?
Probably my whole life. Just recently after the pandemic, I started going more, into it and getting more involved in the local community and selling pieces. I've been doing a lot more digital work as well, logos and beer logos and like labels and things. And it's just been a bit of a roller coaster the last few years, and it's been great. People can find me on Instagram at Heather Lee Illustrations.
And that's L-E-E.
Correct, L-E-E.
Do you see John Lennon behind us? Do you see this? John Lennon. This lady did this. Lizzie Tilley, and she's a fabulous artist. Lizzie, this is so amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Do you love John Lennon?
Oh, I love the song Imagine. It's my favorite.
Imagine.
And that is quilted into it with free motion quilting.
So now, how long did it take you to do this?
I can never answer that. It was during the pandemic when I was able to work from home.
When days ran into nights, ran into days.
I still worked full time from home.
And you
yeah,
from
yeah,
home.
yeah,
Right. And you
yeah.
did this. Now you said this is cotton, just cotton cloth.
Right. It's all solid. The portrait is made with all just shades of solid blue.
Now, did you copy the portrait from something?
Yeah, I downloaded a photo.
Okay. Did you use some kind of a pattern?
Yeah, software
You did.
to figure out the pixelation. Yeah.
What other work do you do?
Oh, well, I'm an oil painter, maybe primarily, but I do sculpture. There's a sculpture in the other room that I did with
That the paper mache? That's amazing. I want to take that home. Where would I put that?
Yeah,
You like big things because this
do.
is big.
Yeah.
Wait till you see the paper mache. The paper mache is big.
Well, these are the paper mache is small. My paintings are usually large too. In fact, my friends here have helped me carry, to a downtown venue and strapped it on the top of their car. I usually need a van or something.
Tell us something about the paper mache piece.
Well, that was kind of for a show at a museum that I was invited to do as a two-person show, and we decided that the theme should be based on the title of a poem that we read that was called Bellow Girl Blossom. I got it.
We got it. Okay, so is that the name of the paper mache piece?
Yes.
Okay, so you actually have the pieces named. So the paper mache piece is named
Bellow Girl Blossom.
Bellow Girl Blossom. And what is the name of this one?
Imagine.
It is Imagine.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you are a musical person too. I see you have the piano.
Something I made too. I make clothing.
You make clothing too. What? Oh boy, was that a flute player?
Yep.
Wow.
My daughter's a professional musician, and I work for an NPR music station. So it's always been a very big influence in my life.
So this exhibit here is right up your alley here at 530 Main.
Yeah, I could have put in, 10 pieces.
What do you think of this exhibition?
Oh my God, I'm so impressed. It's fabulous. Yeah, it's just such a range and variety of mediums and ideas. It's just great. I love it.
Are you on Instagram?
I am. Silvery Lizzie in a Tizzy is my Instagram handle. And I'm on Facebook as Elizabeth Tilley.
Okay, we're going to look for you. Great work. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Sarah Collier came over right next door, the Sherman Theater, and her boss, Rich Berkowitz, who owns this building, asked her to come on over and take a look and have a little chat with us. Thank you so much for coming by, Sarah.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, isn't this a beautiful space?
We love it. We're very proud of the work that's being done in the gallery at 530 Main.
Yeah. It's a nice addition to the music that goes on next door at the Sherman, and especially this is all about music. It's so perfect.
It's a nice marriage of the two, but the gallery is its own thing, and it's an amazing outlet for local artists to be able to showcase their talents. I do love that we're doing the All About Music theme because it does tie in the relationship with the theater very nicely.
Do you play an instrument?
I do not play any instruments anymore, but I used to play the flute and the saxophone, and I've been known to have a karaoke night or two.
Oh, you do? I know they have karaoke next door to the Sherman every now and then in the annex, right?
In the Sherman Showcase, yeah, that is a smaller room that we have next to the theater for some more local acts. Again, we're all about trying to showcase local talent in every possible way that we can.
Right. So cool. Is there anything you want to say to our audience?
I just encourage people to come and check out the scene and support local art and local music, and let's keep the creativity flowing.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
I am here with artiste Jill Swersie, and she is Jack's wife. Jill, this is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right in line with All About Music.
Thank you.
Is this oil?
Yes, oil.
Is that your favorite medium?
Yes, that's all I do, pretty much.
Is it really? How many pieces do you have with music?
In the show, I have 2.
You do have 2. But did you make them especially for the show because you knew it was coming up? You had them.
Already, so
So how long have you been painting?
about 40 years. I've always liked art, though, even before that. Yeah.
Were you good at art in school?
Yes, even in grammar school.
You were.
Yeah.
All about dimension and shading
Color
and
and
color and
even as a little kid, I colored all the time and stuff. So
how do you decide on what it is you want to do? What is your inspiration?
oh, I see something, or I take a nice photograph with some really strong light sources, or a nice look of somebody's doing something, and that's my inspiration. I used to do a lot of still lives, but now I like to do people.
You like to do people. And do you just do oil?
Mostly, I have done acrylics and watercolors as well, and charcoal, but my main love is oils.
Does anybody ever commission you to do a work?
Yes, a lot of dog commissions.
Really?
I have done people commissions too, but they're stressful.
How about cats?
I've done cats. Yeah.
That's so good. Now, do you give lessons?
I teach a class for 30-some years in Dunmore, 65 and older. Okay. But I used to do lessons at my house and a few other places, but I don't anymore.
How hard is it to teach someone how to paint?
Well, some people have a natural talent, and some people, no matter what you do, they struggle. Yeah. But it's mostly I show them an example, and then they go from there.
So this painting that we have behind, what's the name of that?
First Recital.
First Recital. Now, how long did that take you to do?
Probably, if I were to add up in hours, probably 10 hours.
10 hours.
Yeah.
Now, you don't sit and do a whole piece in one sitting, do you? You do it in...
Mostly not, because usually with oils, you do the first layer, you let it dry, then you do the second layer, and sometimes third or fourth layer.
Uh-huh. Do you have any advice for somebody that's just starting out and maybe feel intimidated?
If you love it, do it.
That's a good motto.
Like I tell my students, I said, it's just a piece of canvas. If you make a mistake, or if it's just a piece of paper, if you make a mistake, just do it again,
Good advice. Bob Moses is a committee member for 530 Main. Bob, this is so beautiful.
Isn't it a great show? Yeah.
It is beautiful.
We're so excited to have this gallery here. After the Arts Council closed, we wanted to make sure that there's a presence of the arts still in Monroe County. Yeah. And this is our second show, and it's beautiful. 90 artists have submitted work today. So.
Yeah, and there's so much talent in the area. you know.
Yeah, people are amazed that these are all local artists. People who come in from out of the area, invariably they say, "Are all these people local?" And they are. It's amazing. We have a great art community, great music community as well here.
Yeah, that's the truth. Now, are you involved in music or the artwork yourself?
No, I'm a retired administrator from the local university, East Stroudsburg University. I served on the Arts Council back, as president of the Arts Council. I'm an art lover, an art collector, and and I help with the shows.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite style?
Oh, it's amazing. That's what I love about this show. There's everything. There's abstract, there's watercolors, there's acrylics, there's sculpture. It's amazing. I like all of it, actually. Even the batik there is beautifully done.
It's hard to decide which one you would want to come home with. So
I often ask artists that are here what their favorite piece was, and then they can't usually answer me. Yeah.
So, now how long do you know Jack and Jill?
Oh, my goodness. Probably 10 years or so. I was given an award 10 years ago, and they were in the audience, and when I did my acceptance remarks, the next day Jack reached out to me to tell me how much he appreciated what I said, and, kind of made an effort to connect. So we've known each other since then.
So now you're part of the committee. What are some of the things that you go over when you have these committee meetings?
Well, we talk about what the themes of the show are going to be. We have it planned out actually for the whole year.
Oh, really? What's up next?
Well, in April we have the student show. So students from all the local schools submit work. Now that show will only stay up for a couple weeks. It won't be the 2-month show. After that, we're partnering with one of the animal rescue places, Awesome, to do an animal show, Art of All Animals, yes. And then coming in the spring, we'll be doing landscapes and florals for Mother's Day. We're pretty much...
How smart to
We're-
really...
Eventually, we'll be doing a photography show as well. So.
Oh, yeah, that's really very smart to have it align with what's going on in the calendar of the year.
And collaboration is great too with other organizations in the community, for sure.
I love what you're going to be doing with Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
You as well.
Believe it or not, we're playing in the grass. I'm with Tim Helman, and he created this masterpiece. I love the name of it.
Well, thank you. It's a hodgepodge of things that I found along the road. And
Really?
Yep, I found this in the garbage just up the road from here. Yep.
Can't be.
Kind of broken, like somebody el-kabonged it. And I stopped my truck and picked it up and threw it in the truck and came up with this.
Now, you could tell our audience, this is kind of like a box kind of idea. Have you done that before?
Yeah.
Tell everybody.
I've been doing musical instrument art for about 40 years. I was very involved in the Delaware Water Gap Celebration of the Arts, and I was the art director, and we used to have a music motif at the arch, the celebration, the opening night. So I started producing musically related art with real instruments. And
So are you a musician?
I was, but,
You were. What was your instrument?
well, I played drums,
Oh, okay.
but I wasn't very good, so you just can't be good at everything.
So you're better at this then, I guess, right?
that's-
This is amazing. So what is it composed of?
It's composed of,
Tell our audience.
it's just wood that I had laying around and cut this stuff all out, and the guitar and regular builder's caulk.
Wow.
And-
Can you imagine how creative he is? He found the guitar driving along. He calls it junk, garbage. Look at this beautiful, it's a masterpiece. What is this made out of? Is that
Made
wood?
out of wood, yes. And all the notes are made out of sheet metal, and our bird is made out of sheet metal. Buddy of mine has a sheet metal shop, and so I would cut them out and then paint them with acrylic paint. And the background's all done with an airbrush, and a lot of this stuff was airbrushed on then. And then, a little bit of,
How old were you when you found out you had this kind of talent?
I don't know, about 10.
10.
Yeah. I won the Smokey Bear poster contest one year in third grade, and that was I was like, I'm going to be an artist.
I am not very good at art, but one year I did make a poster for in grammar school, St. Patrick's Day dance that they were having, and I think everybody was winning an award, but I was called up to get an award, but I was actually too shy to even go up and get it. So I didn't get it, but I've always remembered that I didn't go up. So
I actually still have my Smokey the Bear piggy bank hanging. It's up on the
was
shelf.
that a prize?
It was a prize with a $50 bond. A savings bond.
That
yeah.
was big.
Yeah.
Do people ever commission things?
Yeah.
me?
I did a lot of commissions. I have a
Like
lot.
what?
I did musical chairs, a lot of musical lamps, a lot of guitars. There's some stuff in New York City. It's all over the country. I have stuff that I got commissioned to do.
Isn't that wonderful? And you're at this fabulous event all about music, so you really fit right in.
Yeah, my good friend Jack and Jill, they've seen my work and they knew that I loved music stuff, so they really.
You were the first one that they called and said, guess what? We're doing all about music.
Yeah, he did personally email me, so I was like, it's an honor, and
It is an
I should come
This is
down.
a fabulous, fabulous showing.